Hola, I'm Fed, an intuitive guide. So I'm back again with part 2 of Women Who Run with the Wolves. So I'm going to read an excerpt, but I'm also going to integrate some messages that I received from Spirit, as well as a culmination of some of my studies and readings. I want to share some background information about the author. The reason being is I feel like it's important and it's very imperative that we break everything down and be like conscious consumers. Okay, so the author, she is a analytical psychologist and she has a background in ethnoclinical psychology. All of this is really meaning and signifying to me that she's very left brain, right? Like this is very intellectual. So in her book, she uses that right side of her brain to break down women and their psyche into archetypes. But in this process, she explores the hidden, which is more so like the right brain, the intuitive nature of women, which can also be described as feminine energy. So I'm going to go ahead and read this excerpt. In general, when we understand the wild nature as being in its own right, one which animates and informs a woman's deepest life, then we can begin to develop in ways never thought possible. A psychology which fails to address the innate spiritual being at the center of feminine psychology fails women and fails their daughters and their daughters' daughters far into all future matrilineal lines. And although in her book she goes and she names all and deciphers the women's psyche, I want to share with you guys an excerpt from the book The Jinkies. So if you're not familiar with the Jinkies is the blending of astrology and Chinese divination. It's comprised of 64 Jinkies, and basically your life purpose plays out within the realm of these 64 Jinkies. And I'm probably going to have to do a part 2 because we're not going to have enough time. So I'm going to read you an excerpt from the 62nd Jinky. The reason being is it's part of my profile and part of like my activation sequence. And so as I was reading it, like a lot of things clicked for me. Intelligence is of the heart, whereas intellect is of the mind. Okay, so intellect is a skill of manipulating knowledge, but knowledge is quite different from understanding. Understanding, in this sense, does not simply refer to activities in the mind, but to the whole experiential being. Our very schooling is designed to make us more intellectual and less intelligent. We are already intelligent as children. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do a second video. So follow me for more.